Hey everybody, it's Patrick. It is Thursday, which means that I'm here with another 3-ingredient recipe. Today's recipe is called Saganaki. It is a...
Cheese!
Yes. It's called Saganaki, which is a Greek fried cheese.
Cheese!
This is my life. Saganaki is a fried Greek cheese, much in the tradition of mozzarella sticks or fried cheese curds or what have you. The main difference in Saganaki is just the type of cheese that you use. You use a firmer Greek cheese that melts pretty well, but also retains its firmness when you're eating it. There are a number of different ways to make Saganaki. There's no one definitive recipe that I have found. I believe the original, when it came out, was something that you make in a dish where you cover it with brandy and then you set it on fire. I'm not going to do that, one, because it's not 3 ingredients, and two, anytime I've tried to set anything on fire in the kitchen, I've managed to set everything on fire except the thing that I'm trying to set on fire, so I'm not going to do it that way. I've also been served Saganaki where it's more of a croquette, so it will be a lot softer in the middle and it has a much deeper crust on the outside. That's really good as well. But this type of Saganaki is the one that our local Greek restaurant makes. It's just lightly floured and it is pan fried so that it's crispy on the outside and it's nice and creamy on the inside. Couldn't be more simple. Only 3 ingredients. I will say that there is one step that if you are being a purist about 3 ingredients, you may consider the water that I use to wash the cheese and then leave it a little bit wet. That's one of the steps. If you consider the water another ingredient, then we've got 4. I don't. I think that the 3 ingredients that we have, cheese, flour, and oil, are pretty much the recipe, and the water is just sort of a byproduct. But if you think I'm cheating, wait until next week. I've got another recipe for you. So why don't we get to the ingredients? For this recipe, you only need 3 ingredients, as always. The ingredients for this recipe are a shallow dish filled with flour. This is for dusting your cheese. For frying, you're going to use olive oil. And then the type of cheese that you're going to use is called kefalotyri cheese. You can usually find this in a Greek market. It's a fairly firm cheese. If you were going to compare it to another type of cheese, I would say that it tastes very much like a mild provolone. Does have a bit of a sharp flavor, but it's not too bad. So those are the 3 ingredients that you're going to start out with. To start off with, you're going to cut your cheese into equal portions so that it fries the same way all the way through. You don't want a piece where it is thinner on one side and thicker on the other, because then it's not going to fry evenly. Because we have a wedge of cheese here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it sideways along here and make some rectangles that are all basically the same width. There's going to be a little bit of difference in the thickness here, but that probably won't matter too much. Please notice that on either side of the kefalotyri cheese, you do have a bit of a rind, so you're going to want to remove that before you start frying. Okay, so I've cut my cheese up into rectangles. Each individual piece is a slightly different thickness because the cheese has gotten a little bit thinner as I've been cutting it down, but the piece itself doesn't have a difference in thickness from one side to the other, and that's really what you want. Each piece should cook evenly. Now that you have your cheese all cut up, what you're going to do is take each piece and you're going to wash it a little bit in some warm water. What this is going to do is it's going to soften up the cheese just a little bit, and then also it's going to allow the flour to stick on it. Like I said, this may be cheating a little bit when you're talking about a 3-ingredient recipe, but just water itself I don't think is really going to matter too much in terms of what you have to put together for the recipe. If you have running water, you're pretty much all set. As you're dusting this, you're going to notice that there are larger chunks of flour on the cheese. This is what you want because this is going to make those nice crispy bits that really make this cheese taste really great. You're going to want a non-stick pan with a good amount of olive oil in the bottom of it. Let it get nice and hot before you drop your cheese in because you want it to crisp up and you want the cheese to melt. You're going to know it's time to turn it when it starts to get really soft and it starts to brown up on one side. You're just going to flip each one of these right over. As you can see where there was flour, they're getting nice and crispy on the sides here. Oop. When you're ready to serve, you're just going to serve that with some lemon. If you drizzle some lemon juice over the top, squeeze a nice fresh lemon over the top, the cheese is going to taste much better. I would suggest serving this to folks who really, really like to eat things like this. If you've got any sort of fans of cheese, obviously you should be serving it to them. Cheese. So that's it. That is the most simple recipe. It is just dust some cheese and some flour, a little bit of water. Like I said, not exactly 3 ingredients if you're going to count the water, but I don't. Fry it in some olive oil and serve it with a little bit of lemon, and you've got a really great appetizer, something that goes really well with Greek food. Your friends are really going to love you for making it. If you like this video and want to see more 3-ingredient recipes, I do them every Thursday. You can subscribe below. It also helps if you like and comment on the video. If you're here for hair videos, that happens on Tuesdays. And if you are here for George and to learn about how to be better to yourself, he shows up on weekends. Thanks very much for joining me.